I recently bought Sonic Colors on my trip to London for the Wii, and that's why I have a U in it because it's from London. Before I played the original game, I wanted to play the remake on Nintendo Switch, Sonic Colors Ultimate, but with a twist. We will be figuring out if you can beat Sonic Colors Ultimate without using wisps. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll explain the rules for any of you who haven't played the game. The wisps are these little aliens that grant you special powers in the game. There are only a few, and there are Cyan Laser, Yellow Drill, Orange Rocket, Pink Spikes, Blue Cube, Green Hover, Purple Frenzy, and Jade Ghost. There's also these boost wisps that allow Sonic to run faster, which are also really useful. With that said, here are the rules. Rule number 1, I cannot use color power. I originally wanted to do it without boosting, because unlike in Generations, where you get boost from basically everything, Sonic Colors, you can only get it from the wisps that you get from these little capsule things, or busting open robots. These wisps won't count, because it would be really annoying and really tedious to beat the game. Rule 2, if there comes a point where I have to use a wisp, the challenge shifts from can you beat to what is the minimum amount of wisps needed to reach the final boss. Because reaching the final boss is our ending criteria. With the rules set, let's begin. Tropical Resort Zone Act 1 and 2 flat out have no wisps in them, so we can just skip them. Sonic finds Orbot and Cubot in the cutscene trying to kidnap the wisps, and now the challenge really begins. Only obstacle is the Cyan Laser Wisp that can be slid past in this section where there are a lot of wisps to avoid. Using. I can't pick them up, I just can't use them. This section was only annoying because of my drifting controller, but the level will still beat. Tropical Resort Zone Act 4 literally takes 30 seconds to beat, and now on Act 5, and it has a few laser sections. The first ones can be skipped, and the second one cannot. Really? Okay, I tried to get around this, but there really wasn't much I could do. Sonic Colors is not like any other Sonic game I've played, which is mostly classic Sonic games, where there are multiple different routes that you can take to complete a level. So in most challenges, if you find a route that makes it so that the challenge cannot be done, then you can just go find another route, assuming there is another route to take. Sonic Colors doesn't have that. Wow, 5 levels in and we're already stuck. So this makes our first wisp use. Actually, to avoid another laser wisp section, you have to use a Jade Ghost Wisp. The Ghost has one caddy, while the laser has no... Never mind. The boss is Rotatron, but he has as much health as the Mario boss, and yet I still got hurt a lot and started panicking, running around in circles like a complete moron. Even in this challenge, the guy is really easy. Both Laser and Ghost Wisps are freed, so now onto Sweet Mountain Zone. Sweet Mountain Act 1 is easy with the drift things that actually took me a while to figure out in my first playthrough. I even got an achievement for destroying 100 Badniks. Got the Yellow Wisp and switched it out for the Jade Wisp, but I didn't have to use them because that's illegal. Then I get to this pit and it forces you to use Cyan Laser. That sucks. Another point for Cyan. Even though we saved the Drill Wisps, I'm still a little annoyed, as I thought this challenge would be easy. But we still have more Wisp uses in this level than I thought that we would have up until Asteroid Coaster. That's later in the game. Then Act 2, I'm pretty sure only has the green hovers, which we haven't unlocked yet. So we move on to Act 3 with the orange rockets. The Wisp is really useful in this game, so we free them and move on. Act 4's platforming was difficult because of my controller drift, and made me want to use Laser Wisp. Act 5's footage flat out doesn't exist, so Act 6 is what you get. I like to boost the whole time and still beat it as a Sonic God. Wait, I read that wrong. I had no boost the whole time and still beat it because I'm a Sonic God. Now we fight Captain Jellybean. I grabbed the Drill Wisp and wasn't allowed to use it, but still beat the captain quickly. Next zone. Alright gamers, pull up your big boy and big girl pants as Starlight Carnival is a doozy. Act 1 starts with nearly 50 seconds of Sonic running, and that's it. And we enter the ship for some platforming action. Another light bridge, honestly I don't know what to call these things, take us to a very long and very thick light bridge with motorbugs on it. This scripted event also happens. And then we get on to this area where we have to use the cube wisp. And you can't say I didn't try to get around it. Keyword tried. I even scraped the jump for a second time, which was embarrassing. But yeah, we have to use the cube to beat the level. They are saved, but at what cost? Act 2 starts with another cube, and I thought we'd have to use it, but thankfully we don't. Next is this bomb section, which in a normal playthrough you can cube to destroy it all at once, but we really can't do that, so I had to blow them up one at a time. It gets worse with this bomb section that normally cubing would let you get through really quickly, but cubing is against the rules, so once again I had to sit there and wait for the stupid bombs to blow up. Thankfully the glowing is right there, but the house is warming us up. Act 3 and Act 4 have literally no wisps in them, so that's a needed break. But Act 5...
Oh no!
Act 5 is a normal level until you reach this monster. I don't even know if I said this earlier, but I am terrible at platforming, especially with my drifting controller. This section is annoying. I died to a Spidey so many times, and then the game slows down for a bit, and I was like, okay, these levels are usually really short, the end of the stage has to be in sight. But I was wrong. The very last section in this level is this. What the actual hell? I quickly remembered it when I saw it, and yeah, you have to use the hover to get up there. You spawn the hover wisp by killing a bunch of badniks, use it, and then using its little ring dash thing, you can get to the top. Meaning, we are stuck again. There adds another 2 tallies to the hover wisp. Normally, if I didn't know about this, it would take like 5 more, but thankfully I do know that killing these enemies right here spawns 1 and a bunch of rings, so you just go up. So yeah, 2 is a small number, but we already have a few for the cube, the laser, and the actually Ghost only has like 1. I don't know. Damn you, hover wisp! Act 5 was bad, but Act 6 is even worse. The entire first half of the level is a platforming section that also forces you to use hover to proceed. I tried taking another route since the theme for this level and the previous one was you either use the wisp or do the boring way, and I had to pick the boring way. But this time, we have to use the wisp. There's no other way. At least, I don't know. Anyone who knows how to get around this, please let me know. I'm too tired of this goddamn zone to check. So yeah, we have to use hover not once, not twice, but 3 times just to beat the stage. That is crazy. This challenge was already going downhill before, and now it's going downhill fast. Let's hope the last 3 zones can fix that. Oh, the boss? Oh yeah, the boss. Frigid Orkin was easy as always. I even got a nest and I can beat him in record time. Nice. I have a history with Planet Wisp Zone, and it's not a good history. This zone has made me rage several times when I first played it in Generations and in this game. But I like to think I've matured now, so I'm probably not gonna rage. Hopefully. Anyway, Planet Wisp Act 1 is not as simple as I hoped it'd be. I did get a red star ring, so that's cool, but it all goes downhill from there. there are a lot of sections designed to be done as a wisp. But I can't use wisps, so it's annoying. This area with the rocket wisp and the ghost wisp was especially annoying because it makes you use them if you go that way, so I had to turn around and then get it. And then you got it, damn. I gotta use the spikes to get to the goal, but it doesn't mean I can't get the red starling. Spike wisps are free. Act 2 has no problems whatsoever, and the same with Act 3, until we get to this part where, once again, you have to progress with the cube wisp. And if I was good, I'd only have to do it once. Act 4 starts with a drifting section that I refuse to do as I'd rather be in control of Sonic. There are a few times into the part where you have to get the laser wisp again. Jeez, I feel like every Planet Wisp level has a wisp to use in it. Also, this happens at some point. I'm probably not gonna rage. After taking a little break for like 4 minutes, I realized I had a video to make for you guys. I will keep going. Thankfully, Act 5 had nothing to it other than what I call Sonic Colors bullshit. And Act 6 was much the same until the end, the large vertical platforming section that I would rant about, but I feel I've already explained how good I am at platforming, so I'm going to skip that. The boss, we have to fight though, and I can't skip. I mistakenly called him Refrigerator, as in the kitchen appliance. That's not his name, but he's just a harder version of Rotatron, so he goes down easily. Planet Wisp has finally come to an end. Okay, we got this far. Time to talk about the zone of my nightmares. Aquarium Park Zone. This zone is filled to the brim with what I call Sonic Colors bull. So I hate it. But the show must go on with Act 1. And weird to say, but Aquarium Park was surprisingly calm for this challenge. I mean, we just left Planet Wisp, and that left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm surprised at how easy this stage, and really the whole zone as a whole was. Act 1 didn't have anything too noteworthy in it, other than the section where I held Y in this little corner till the lift stopped. And the water is the worst part, but that makes sense, it's a water level, and Sonic doesn't do well in those. Although he can jump infinitely for some reason. Why can't he do this in Generations? Believe it or not, but Act 2 and Act 3 were even easier. Well, Act 3 had the constant threat of drowning, but it wasn't too bad. Act 4 has this hermit crab guy, and I can't find its name anywhere in Google. He shows up at the end, and you have to boost in Quickstep and be really careful to dodge the attacks. Too bad I wasn't careful. Act 5 is the spring level, with literally no wisps at all, other than the, of course, boost. Act 6 is mostly underwater and has this mechanic where these fish pause your drowning timer, but will leave you take a hit. It's basically the bubble shield from retro Sonic games. The level also has this jump that I messed up a lot of times since it doesn't warn you. Stupid. After a while, the game forces you into a hover and the fun is over. Hey, I got an achievement. Nice. It also has this room with a gate that only moves if you destroy all the badniks. This is why a Sonic Colors Ultimate without destroying a badnik challenge wouldn't work. Don't ask me in the comments for that. Boss is just a copy of the Captain Jellybean, so we kill him and move on to the quote-unquote final zone, Asteroid Coaster. I actually wrote quote-unquote in my script for some reason. Asteroid Coaster, Act 1, starts with a roller coaster, which, fits its own name. After that, in a little drifting section, we reach this area with the vats, or whatever they're supposed to be, and you're supposed to use Purple Frenzy to get through it, but it turns out you can just run around them with no issue. I would have never guessed that. I went up these fans, which I want to point out makes no sense. And then this Frenzy section can easily be skipped, and Act 1 is finished with the Frenzy Wisp flying off free. Act 2 starts with another Frenzy section, and it can be skipped, but soon another one happens. These seem to be all over the place. Running around these vats work until the end of the section where the swings are protected by the vats, so we have to frenzy to get through. The rest of the level has no issue, and same for the half of Act 3, until you reach the point of the level where you have to backtrack to the beginning of the level with either spikes or cube. I tried getting around this and fell off the first time. Brilliant strategy. Second time and I grabbed the ring, but it wasn't enough to get me through and I died. So we gotta use the Wisp. I just used spikes since it gives you access to more red star rings, but it ran out and I had the cube. After I beat the level, I decided to do the whole thing again, only using Spike's Wisp once. Act 4 literally has no wisps, so we reach Act 5, and this Frenzy section I ignore. In here we're supposed to use the Cyan Laser to get up here, but in this channel we like to go against what the developers tell us to do, and we homing attack chain up there. I thought we'd have to break all these boxes that only the wisps can break to spawn the gold ring, but what you have to do is kill all the badniks and it spawns by itself. Act 6 starts with the roller coaster section, just like Act 1. Then it leads to this underwater section to show that physics really don't exist on this planet. I always thought that you had to use the frenzy here since it moves faster in the water because this level is insane. But nope, you can just run through it without even starting the drowning timer. Running past all these vats in this section reminds me of the first Laser Wisp section, Tropical Resort. Only this time, once you spring up, you can't go past it without using Frenzy. Damn, we were so close. It spits us out to this little mini-boss, I think. 3 hits, and the boss against Frigid Scullin. He did drop rocket wisps, but we don't have to use them and we win. The planets are now free, but Eggman tries to unleash this mind control device onto the planet and it literally blows up in his face. We start terminal velocity, Act 1, by running down at, well, terminal velocity I assume. And I hate this act with a fiery passion. Why? Well, this hermit crab guy from Aquarium Park makes his return and is back with a vengeance. It's really annoying because unlike any other modern Sonic game I've not played many so far, you don't keep some rings when you get hurt with a lot of them. This challenge is basically over since there aren't any wisps to use. Final boss time. Dodge his attacks using the power of the wisps that you saved to slap him into you. The Nega Wisp armor is on its last hit point, and the wisps we rescued all use their powers combined to make Color Blaster. Yes, I know, we are technically using wisps, but I'll let this one pass because 1, it's non-transformation, and 2, it's a scripted event, so it doesn't count. The mind control device starts creating a black hole, I think. Maybe it's a wormhole. I think it's a wormhole. Anyway, in Act 2 of Terminal Velocity, Sonic needs to run from this black hole wormhole thingy, and after I screwed up the first time because I'm an idiot, we finally get to Earth and the credits roll, winning the challenge. So, can you beat Sonic Colors Ultimate without the wisps? No. But how many wisps it takes depends on your skill level. But the minimum it takes, if you do everything correctly, is 16, according to what I have done here. 3 for laser, 1 for ghost, 0 for both drill and rocket, 2 for spikes, and 2 for cube. Although, depending on what you do for Asteroid Coaster Act 3, it could be either 1 spikes or 3 cube, a whopping 6 for hover, and 2 for frenzy. The only problematic levels were Tropical Resort Act 5, Sweet Mountain Act 1, Starlight Carnival Act 1, Starlight Carnival Act 5, Starlight Carnival Act 6, Planet Wisp Act 1, Planet Wisp Act 3, Planet Wisp Act 4, Aquarium Park Act 6, Asteroid Coaster Act 2, Asteroid Coaster Act 3, and Asteroid Coaster Act 6. That's 12 out of the 44 levels that are in the entire game. That's more than I thought. Well, that was fun. Playing Sun Colors Ultimate with this special limitation was something that I really enjoyed, and I recommend doing this challenge yourself if you have an afternoon to kill. Don't even have to record it, just do it for fun. Just try not to die so much that you have to use more wisps than you need to, like I did. See ya.